Take a slow, gentle breath. In this space of stillness, stories become more than just words. They become mirrors. If you resonate with tales that awaken insight and stir the soul, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Journey Deeper. Now, let the story unfold. The city hums outside Clara's window, a restless pulse of headlights and late-night conversations. She's 34, perched on the edge of her velvet couch, a glass of red wine trembling in her hand. Her husband, Ethan, is asleep in their bedroom, his steady breaths a cruel reminder of the distance between them. Once those breaths were her anchor. Now they feel like a chain. Across town, her best friend, Lila, is tangled in sheets with a man who isn't hers, whispering promises she knows he'll break. And at the office, Clara's colleague Mark lingers too long by her desk, his eyes holding questions she's afraid to answer. This is a story of love, lust, and the quiet terror of being alone. A story that might feel closer to home than you'd like to admit. Clara met Ethan 7 years ago at a gallery opening in Brooklyn. His shy smile and paint-stained fingers made her heart flutter. He was an artist then, dreaming of murals that would change the world. They fell hard, building a life of shared playlists, lazy Sundays, and a sleek apartment filled with his half-finished canvases. But over time, Ethan's dreams shrank to fit a corporate desk job, his ambition dulled by $80,000 a year stability. Now he scrolls his phone during dinner, and Clara craves the man who once spoke of revolution, not the one who forgets their anniversary. She lies awake at night, wondering, does she love Ethan, or is she just afraid of the silence that would follow his absence? Her thoughts drift to Mark, her colleague at the marketing firm. His late-night emails about work always end with a personal note, a joke, a compliment, a spark she can't ignore. Mark is 36, charming, with a smile that promises adventure. But Clara knows his type. He collects hearts like souvenirs, leaving them bruised. Still, his attention feels like oxygen after years of Ethan's quiet neglect. She catches herself dressing for Mark's gaze, choosing lipstick shades he might notice. The guilt gnaws at her, but so does the thrill. Across the city, Lila, Clara's best friend since college, is drowning in her own chaos. At 35, Lila is single, fierce, and addicted to the thrill of forbidden love. Her latest obsession is Julian, a married venture capitalist who meets her stolen hours in hotel rooms. His whispered promises, I'm leaving her, Lila. You're the one, make her feel alive. But when the door closes, she's left with her own reflection in the cheap hotel mirror and a knowing emptiness. Lila calls Clara late at night, her voice thick with wine and regret, saying, Clara, why does love always feel like a battlefield? Clara listens, offering a comfort, but her own heart is too heavy to find answers. Their friendship, once unbreakable, now frays under unspoken jealousies. Clara envies Lila's reckless freedom. Lila resents Clara's stable marriage. But Clara's stability is a mirage. At work, the tension with Mark escalates. A stolen glance during a meeting, a brush of hands in the elevator. It's a dangerous dance of desire. One night after a company gala, they share a drink at a dimly lit bar, then a kiss in the rain-soaked alley outside. The moment is electric, but the guilt hits like a wave crashing. Clara pulls away, heart pounding, and flees home to Ethan's sleeping form. She tells Lila the next day, expecting judgment, but Lila just laughs darkly. "We're not so different, Clara," she says. "We're all just chasing something to fill the void." Clara wonders if that's true, if her marriage, her flirtation, her friendship are all just ways to outrun loneliness. The threads of their lives tangle tighter. Ethan notices Clara's distance, her late nights at the office. He tries to bridge the gap, a surprise dinner, a weekend getaway, but Clara feels suffocated, not saved. Lila's affair with Julian spirals when his wife, Vanessa, discovers their texts. Vanessa confronts Lila at a cafe, her voice low but venomous. "You're nothing to him but a distraction." Lila's bravado crumbles, and she flees, calling Clara in tears. Meanwhile, Mark pushes for more, his texts growing bolder, and Clara teeters on the edge of a choice that could shatter everything. The breaking point comes one stormy night. Ethan finds Clara's phone, left unlocked, with a message from Mark. "I can't stop thinking about you." Ethan's face crumples, his pain raw. "Is this why you're so far away?" he asks, voice breaking. Clara chokes on her own guilt, but Ethan's confession stuns her. "I felt you slipping, Clara, and I didn't know how to pull you back. I've been scared too." His honesty cracks something open in her, but the wound is too fresh to heal. Across town, Lila faces her own reckoning when Julian chooses his wife, leaving Lila with nothing but her regrets. She shows up at Clara's apartment, mascara streaked, begging for refuge. The three, Clara, Ethan, Lila, sit in the living room, a makeshift confessional. Lila admits she chases men like Julian to feel wanted, but it's never enough. Ethan confesses his complacency, how he hid behind routine to avoid rocking their marriage. Clara, voice trembling, admits her betrayal with Mark and her fear that she's driving her choices, fear of being alone, of not being enough. The confrontation is messy, full of tears and raised voices, but it's real. Clara must decide: stay with Ethan and rebuild, pursue Mark's fleeting passion, or face herself alone. Lila vows to break her cycle, but her resolve is fragile. Ethan, hurt but clear-eyed, says Clara he'll fight for their marriage if she chooses, only if she wants to stay for love, not fear. The narrative shifts gently, like a river stone turning over, to a quieter space where Buddhist wisdom begins to weave its wisdom. In Buddhism, suffering arises from attachment-craving people, outcomes, or even the idea of love itself. Clara's fear of loneliness is an attachment to an imagined future. Lila's pursuit of passion is a craving for impermanent highs. Ethan's silence is a clinging to comfort over truth. The Buddha taught that all things are transient relationships, desires, even pain. The Heart Sutra reminds us, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. What we chase is fleeting, yet in our grasping, we create our own cages. Clara's story reflects the Buddhist concept of dukkha, the suffering of dissatisfaction. Her marriage, her Ethan, her flirtation with Mark, they're all attempts to fill a void that can't be filled from outside. Lila's affairs are a chase for anatta, a fleeting sense of self through others' desire. Ethan's complacency is a denial of anicca, the impermanence of all things, including love. The wisdom lies in letting go, not abandoning love, but releasing the need to control it. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, you must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. True love begins with self-compassion, with facing the loneliness we all carry and finding peace within it. So how do we break these cycles? Here are 6 techniques drawn from Buddhist practice and practical wisdom to navigate love and fear with clarity. First, practice mindfulness. Sit with your feelings daily without judgment. Notice when fear of loneliness drives your choices and breathe into that space. Second, cultivate self-compassion. Speak to yourself as you would a dear friend. Clara could have soothed her guilt with kindness, not punishment. Third, embrace impermanence. Remind yourself that all relationships change, and that's not failure, it's life. Fourth, set boundaries with clarity. Lila could have walked away from Julian by valuing her own worth. Fifth, communicate with honesty. Ethan's silence widened the gap. Open dialogue, even when hard, builds bridges. Sixth, seek Sangha community. Clara and Lila leaned only on each other. A wider circle of support friends, mentors, therapists can ground us. Clara's choice isn't revealed because the story isn't about her decision. It's about her awakening. She begins to meditate, to journal, to ask herself what she truly wants. Lila joins a support group, finding solace in shared stories. Ethan starts therapy, reclaiming his own voice. Their paths diverge, but each step is a move toward freedom, not from love, but toward a love that doesn't suffocate. The city still hums outside, but now it feels less like a cage and more like a canvas. And you, dear listener, what mirrors do you see in this tale? Are you holding on to someone because they light up your world, or because you fear the quiet of your own companies? Take another breath, slow and gentle, gentle. The answers are within you, waiting to be found. Love is a journey, not a destination, and sometimes it's in facing our fears that we find the truest connection of all. If this story stirred something quiet yet deep inside you, pass it on. It might be the light someone else is waiting for. Subscribe for more stories where love meets the everyday and the sacred meets the everyday. And remember, sometimes it is in our breaking that the light finally enters.